Welcome to the Cursed Curs. Today we are going over Huron Blackheart's box, the Masters of the Maelstrom. I am very excited about this because the army I've been building doesn't really have a solid warlord, and if any of you have used Huron in the gang yet, they are badass and huge for your team if you are using them correctly, which I feel like I have been, but who knows? I have won more times with them in the army than I have lost, so I will say I've been doing something right. I have been very pumped for this. This is such a Nightlords-y themed army. As you can see, I have the skew for Nemesis Claw that I brought over to use with the army. And yeah, they, I think, came out pretty incredible. Starting with the big dog himself and his little dog. For Huron, I didn't really do too much to actually change the overall aesthetic. I just added in some more Nightlords-y pieces for him. I thought about scratching out the fist on the axe, but realistically, I don't think it would have added anything to the model. It looks better with the little design there. I added some flayed skin to him and cleaned up some of the holes that were left open, and most importantly, I used one of the Nightlord character faces. It worked beautifully with him. I am very happy with how he came out. First off, I struggle with doing terrain and bases. I'm pretty happy how this icy landscape came out. You can't fully see, but I used crackle paint, and I think I used it incorrectly, but I was happy with the terrain. His dog, I didn't do much. I was pretty basic. 2 tones on it. Added some roughening up to make it look like a evil little monster that it is. As you can see, added some skulls. I am experimenting with the skin color for my Nightlords. I added a little bit blue to Corax white to differentiate from the white mask. Overall, I think he came out pretty good, pretty spooky looking. I would argue he looks a little bit better than the original model, but you let me know. The Soul Eater himself, I really did nothing change him up except for adjust one of his pauldrons to give him a more of a Nightlord themed pauldron. Outside of that, cool figure. Honestly, one of the ones I was the least excited to do. Yeah, added a couple skulls on him, but yeah, no, outside of that, didn't change much. And just like with Huron, I did not take off the fist on his staff. I thought it looks good. So I made a more of a deep, darker brown to use for the leather. I have all of the Nostraman rune symbols on him. I think he looks pretty good. I don't, again, really think there's too much to say about him. Solid. I like the model. Honestly, one of my least favorite from the bunch, but he looks good and will help the army. Mr. Garrick's is hands down my favorite model from this set, and play-wise, he is one of my favorite models out of the Masters of the Maelstrom box in general. Already looks like a Nightlord. I just added some wings on his helmet from the Nemesis Claw set, added some flayed skin on him, and he's set. Like, really, you don't have to do anything more. He looks like a Nightlord. He is awesome, and he came out beautifully. Again, I just can't get over how cool he is. The wings fit seamless on his helmet, which is doing this video now. I noticed a piece of snow got stuck. Easy to take off. The skulls look nasty. The lightning's looking great. The flesh on his leg looks like it's starting to age. The orc is cool. I just love this character. I think he's the coolest model. Speaking of favorite models, Girion is definitely right up there. I would say he's a very close second. I think he is one of the coolest complete models that you can find. He looks evil. He's being useful. I added a little bit of skin to him. I have a helmet hanging off him, as well as the, I don't even know what to call it, the Nightlord pouch that I added to him. Outside of scraping off the icons, he stayed largely the same. He's hands down the one I was most nervous to paint, because I don't usually paint using whites, or at least on this level. And I really wanted him to look messy. So I did a lot of dabbing, and I think it ended up looking great. He looks very worn. I got some dirt and blood speckled throughout his body. Some of it looks old. The guy on the ground looks like he's in rough shape. He's bleeding coming out of his mouth. His legs are all torn up. Yeah, just overall, I think he came out beautifully. He looks evil. He's pale as a Nightlord should be. He's frankly just scary. I was pretty nervous to paint Captain Sagata as well. I haven't spent much time painting anything but Space Marines, and I'm still learning how to paint faces, so she definitely was going to be a challenge. My whole goal going into it was to keep it simple, and I didn't add anything to her. I thought she was perfect as is. Doesn't matter if she's serving the Nightlords or serving some other Chaos faction. But she came out looking pretty good. As I said, I kept her simple. I would have liked to work on her features a bit more on the face, but it's something I can come back and do if I want. The platform she's on, I did not complicate it. I think she looks good. Again, not much more to say about that. I probably put the least amount of time into her, but I am happy with how she turned out for the most part. Nightlords aren't a fan of Xenos still, and I'm not a fan of them either. So I still built the Enforcer, but I went my own route and created a completely new figure that I actually used to play. And he looks a lot more like an evil Batman, but he came out great. Since I was creating this figure from scratch, I just got creative. I have all the helmets hanging off of him. I got the bats flying next to him. He's just a very cool. As I said, he looks like an evil Batman. His helmet's a little bit more batty than the rest. The skulls hanging off, I think they look pretty good, and it's posable on that front, so you can do what you want with them. Yeah, I think he's just cool. The flayed skin looks good on his arm. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on it? I think it's pretty simple. I didn't go too crazy with him. I wanted more of the extra added on the side to define him than getting creative with painting him himself. Kept him simple, and the train not so simple. And now for the Enforcer's dog. I did nothing to it. It's a side piece. It's a killer add-on for the set, but I mean, what would you guys change to it? I kept it pretty simple, and for the painting of Plunder himself, I also kept that pretty simple. He's got a trail of blood coming from him. His gear is simple. He's an ugly little monster dog. Fun character. I didn't spend much time on him. I think he came out looking good, but thank you guys so much for watching. All of you Nightlords fans, love you. Appreciate the support, and if you guys could leave a like, a comment, and maybe even a follow, that would be killer. Deeply appreciated. Keep bleaching skulls and pouring Nolan.